defend colonization, answer me this. Why is it unacceptable for Africans to bring their culture to Britain, but it is acceptable for the British to bring their culture to Africa? I was scrolling around and I came across this GB News clip. It is an old clip. I've never seen this conversation before because I don't watch GB News, but let's watch it together.
Yes, it is true. They think everything about colonisation was wrong. It wasn't. There were some terrible things and there were some good things to come out of it. And that is about properly acknowledging your past.
Education.
Yes, completely.
Sanitation.
So the main point that I actually want to talk about, she said that one of the good things about colonisation was education and sanitation. That was like her main argument, right? So it has actually come out that the same tap water that British people are consuming in their household has actually been mixed with the same water that we piss and poo in. That's not a great example of the best sanitation in the world, if you ask me. I don't drink tap water for that reason. Or if I'm in a position where I don't have any bottled water around me, I always boil my water. Britain does not have the best sanitation in the world. So that argument is void. And on top of that, it came out, was it last year? There was like an article that came out saying that British people only change their bed sheets like once a year. They only bath like a few times a week, not every day. They don't wash their hands. Like, babe, the hygiene levels in Britain amongst the British is actually despicable. Now let's move to education, because this is another point that she said was good about colonization, right? I understand that, you know, this lady, these people, they think that colonization brought education, but I disagree, because education was a consequence in some places. It wasn't a thing where after colonization, everyone in Africa was immediately educated. Like, let me give you an example. In like Belgian Congo, when Congo was still colonized in 1950, the number of people that were educated higher level was 10 in the whole country, and the population was like 9 million. And as a result, this is why many African families, they place a strong emphasis on education, because it's not accessible everywhere in Africa. So no, colonization did not bring about education. The primary aim of colonial rule was not to educate Africans. It was more so about cultural change, political power, and free labor. Of course, achieved through violence. With that, I have one question for you guys who defend colonization. If cultural change imposed by colonization is acceptable by you guys, or even celebrated, then why is cultural change viewed differently when it happens within Britain?